The Arizona Cardinals coaching staff doesn't seem to be worried about anything ever. Why? Why? You should be worried. Let's discuss.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Locked On Cardinals, Alex Clancy here. Follow me on Twitter, Clancy's Corner. Follow the podcast, Locked On AZ Cards. Thank you for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen, free wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. 9th season. I think my actual true anniversary is like a week from now. I think it's like the 8th of October or something. I got to look. 9 years, 9 seasons. Unbelievable. Everydayers, if you've been hanging out for that long, thank you. If this is your first listen to Locked On Cardinals, thank you. Just the same. Maybe a little bit more to everydayers who put in the legwork, watching me spew out of my big dumb face for so long. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had a bout with it could have been a foodborne illness and whatever comes along with it. Nothing really like if I have a sore throat or if I, just feel like body aches or anything like that, I'll still record. But man, yesterday was something special. So apologies for the delay. I've got some very important things to discuss today. Do crossover Thursday with my dear friend Tyler Rowland of Locked On Titans tomorrow, and then a full game preview on Friday as we roll into week 5. Week 5, appreciate football. We're going to be over a quarter of the way done after this week. It's bananas how fast it goes. Cardinals have a new practice facility. It's a new practice facility in the works, I should say. Excuse me. One just didn't spawn overnight. Let me. It's an interesting, double-edged sword with what's going on outside of the lines as opposed to what's going on inside the lines. Something we really haven't experienced, and I'll explain that. Running back room mystery. As of now, we don't really know what the hell is going on. They're trying out running backs. They elevated Michael Carter to the active roster, and Trey Benson was not, quote unquote, at the extra practice on Monday. So as of now, we have no idea what's up with Trey Benson. We have no idea, and that kind of goes into what I want to talk about today. For those who have watched, followed on Twitter, things like that, I've been all in on the coaching staff, all in, and I still am. Obviously, things changed quickly after the offensive output in the first 3 quarters of last week. Things aren't fractured by any stretch, but like when you crack an egg to a hard-boiled egg, and you kind of roll it first so you can get the grooves to be able to pull the shell off. I'm in the rolling phase, the slow rolling phase, before cracking it open and actually being worried about this coaching staff. They're not worried about anything. Any interview, post-game, after practice, whatever it is, any time the media asks any question about any sort of issue going on with the team, injuries, production, Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr., not too worried about it. Bijou Ojulari, yeah, he's progressing. Not too worried about it. Walter Nolan, he's progressing. Not too worried about it. Now, I'm paraphrasing. I'm not taking actual quotes, but anybody that's seen it, that's just a longer version. What they say is just a longer version of what I just said. So while unified front, covering for guys, covering for players, covering for coaches, I understand all of that, and that's great. That leadership part is fantastic. That's only part of this Venn diagram. That's like 70% of it, which is great. You're not throwing anybody under the bus, which is most people don't do that unless you're Phil Jackson. Like most coaches don't do that. That's not like that guy's different. That guy's a true leader. He doesn't throw his quarterback under the bus. Nobody does that. Like, let's be honest, nobody does it. But the other stuff, the other 30% of the actual information that you're trying to gauge an actual weighing of severity of an issue, I'm not worried about it. You've lost far more games than you've won as a head coach and coordinators. What worries you then? What does worry you? And I know that it's nuanced. I know that it's something you don't want to just say, oh, yeah, listen, Marv Kyler, that's an issue. We got to work on it. Like, it's kind of Cliff's version of I got to look at the tape. It's an elevated version of it, but it's like, it's the Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon specifically, went from giving real answers to coach speak. And I know that there are some who have already come to this conclusion watching this. Is this a Michael Bidwell thing? This is what you're going to say post-game. This is what you're going to say after practice. This is what you're not going to say ever. I don't think that's this. I don't think that's this. Like, Michael Bidwell does a lot of not great things. I mean, we're not even talking about the not football stuff. But I think that this is just something that's not great and something that's not going to change. Give us a real answer. And the media only, like, an organization, any sort of entity, whether it's sports or outside of sports, like, they don't owe us jack aside from showing up so they don't get fined. But if you continue to say you're not worried about things that are worrisome, what worries you? What question could be asked that would actually worry you? The most recent one was Drew Petzing yesterday was asked about Marvin Kyler. Not worried about it. Not too worried about it. Okay. And with that, like, specifically, I'm not really either. Like, this is what it is. Either there's red button alert or not. This isn't like an incremental thing, because we're starting to, you ready for a made up word? Incrementalize towards that. But we're not, like, once it goes, there's no going back from it. So hitting that red Staples button, like, that's going to be the start of something that's a heavier conversation to have. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. I did that. I mean, Marv's numbers, touchdown-wise, gameplay-wise, knock on wood, far outweighs the speed at which he got there and availability that he's had compared to other young counterparts. And people have said that I cherry-picked those numbers from Monday. No. If you watch the show again, I said I Googled top young receivers because I wanted to get just a short list without being like, well, how old is this guy? How old is this guy? How old is this guy? And I pulled the top 8 names or whatever, aside from Jamar Chase, because he's an outlier, because he's one of the best receivers we've ever seen. And I used them. So I wasn't cherry-picking Jack. Thank you. What worries this coaching staff? And I didn't do this segment just to say that 100 times. What I don't know is, and I share with you when I struggle with things, I don't know if that's a strength or a severe weakness. It's either a normal strength or a severe fractured weakness of, we don't know how to deal with things when there are problems. I mean, time will tell. Time has told. But when the Cardinals look good, they look really good. And bad teams never look that good. So that's the biggest, like, crisis of identity crisis that I'm dealing with as looking to this team's identity. They're better than bad teams, but I wonder if they're closer to bad teams than they are to good teams. And the coaching staff continues to say they're not worried about it. If that's the case, why aren't you winning more? Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. What the hell's going on with the running back room? We'll talk about it next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by Mazda. Mazda crafts cars for those who do more than simply move. Mazda delivers confidence with every ride with more IHS top safety pick awards than anybody else. From footwork to breathwork, athletes sweat all the details, and Mazda brings this same intention to how we craft every model. You can make everyday drives feel like anything but, from smooth handling to intuitive controls with all-wheel drive standard in every crossover SUV. You can drive with confidence almost any season. From footwork to breathwork, athletes sweat all the details. Mazda brings the same intention to how we craft every model. Like our players, we sweat every detail, because when you make every move count, impossible becomes irrelevant. Mazda, move and be moved. Today's episode of Locked On Cardinals is also brought to you by FanDuel. NFL season, dude, week 5. Come on. Appreciate football. Appreciate FanDuel. They've got an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Let me say that again. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. It makes watching football even more fun and exciting when you just got a little cheese on the game, man. Whether you're a casual fan or love diving into stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience that much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals, hit that subscribe button, man. Again, sorry about the absence yesterday, dealing with a little stomach bug. Feeling a lot better today. I'm sorry I still look like this. I can't change that. So the running back room, let's talk about it. James Conner out for the year, surgery, foot. Trey Benson, 1 full game, hobbled. We don't know. Why would they tell us anything? It's like Fort Knox. It's like, I don't know why the Arizona Cardinals organization, and this is way before this new regime, the Arizona Cardinals organization is just like, oh, we're going to spread false rumors and we're not going to tell anybody what's actually happening because we're cool. That sounds dumb, but that's pretty much what's been happening forever. Let's tell Gambo fake stuff. Ha 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 ha. Just run like a normal organization. Tell us what the hell is going on. We have no idea if Trey Benson's healthy or not. Now, this isn't like a Bucky Irving situation for those who don't play fantasy football. Bucky Irving left. This isn't Locked On Bucks, but Bucky Irving left the field right before half last week, came back, was fine. There was a play, I think in the 4th quarter, where it looked like he may have injured himself, but he played full strength the rest of the game. And then he popped up on an injury report where they're getting opinions from doctors about his foot. Like, nobody knows what happened, but they're saying there is some sort of injury going on or something that's close enough to that to where they need to go to the doctor, get a doctor's opinion. This is that. We have no idea what the hell's going on with Trey Benson. So there was the extra practice Monday. He wasn't there. That doesn't mean that he's not healthy, right? But they elevated Michael Carter to the active roster, and they're trying out other running backs. Like, when you do both of those, why would that not make me think this is like a multi-week injury? Like Amari DeMarcado. And again, I'm going to fantasy, and I know fantasy football is not real life, but it's like he's one of the top backs to pick up with projected points in week 5. It's like, what does everybody know that we don't know because the organization won't tell us what the hell's going on? And I'm not making like some grandiose, like anti-Arizona Cardinals first 2 segments here. It's just like, run normally for once. Don't act like you're the smartest person in the room, Michael Bidwell. You're not. You're not. Just tell us what's going on. Because here's the thing. If Trey Benson in his first full workload game gets injured, he got hurt in college, like, House of Cards, man. Why didn't I think about that before? House of Cards. It's like you can see the wind coming and blowing it all away. You just don't know when the wind's coming. Because that's always how it's happened. Now, let's hope that he's healthy, because first of all, he's a human being. You don't want anybody to get injured. Amari DeMarcado has had extensive RB1 work from a couple years ago to, like, the dude can, like, I'm not saying that he's a Pro Bowler, but I'm saying that the dude has played NFL games. It's not like you have a guy off the street who's a 6th-round pick who probably should have been drafted, and you're just throwing him in to a team that needs to win games. Like Amari DeMarcado, he knows the offense. He's a good 3rd down back. He can catch the ball in the backfield. Like, he'll be fine. Michael Carter is a good change of pace guy. And he got a standing ovation from the team when they announced that he was put on the active roster. So they love him here. And it's still not great. With all that said, Trey Benson could be fine. But guess what? Let's say it together. We don't know what the hell is going on. So I guess we'll just wait and sit on our hands and then react to it once it happens. Now, of course, with my luck, this is like it's being tweeted out right now as I'm recording this, and Trey Benson's fine. But when you read the tea leaves for traditional situations when things happen like this, when you elevate a running back to the active roster and you're trying out other backs, the combination of the two, that makes me think that something could be amiss. And if it's not, it's fantastic. Because they're going to need the run game. Another part of this running back room mystery is like, can this running back room produce 90% or 80% of what James Conner produced last year? This running back, the run game hasn't been great so far this year. And that is not necessarily an indictment on Drew Petzing because he's been so good at it. Maybe it's, Justin Fry, the offensive line coach. Look at what's happening with Clayton Adams in Dallas. It's crazy. Even though Dallas' defense is terrible. So I don't know if there's a direct correlative there. But the NFL's caught on that the Arizona Cardinals run the ball well, and they're adjusting. So this is a game, these next 3 games, going into the bye with, for those who don't know, it's Tennessee at home, and then Indianapolis on the road, and then Green Bay at home, and then their bye week in week 8. I don't know if it's a blessing, but obviously James Conner getting injured is not a blessing. But the struggles of the run game may be a little bit more of a blessing than we think because it'll force the pass game to get on to get on track. I'm 100% cool with Kyler Murray throwing the ball a lot. I'm good. I'm good with it. This isn't like a Justin Fields situation, even a Jalen Hurts situation. You don't want Jalen Hurts throwing the ball 35 times. That he can't do that, but Kyler Murray can. And even if it is some dink and dunk, and then we saw them open up the offense in the fourth quarter against Seattle. What took so long, we don't know. But if this offense can hum through the pass game, they can 100% be as efficient and as they can score as many points as if they were running the ball. And then if you have a running back by committee at this point because James Conner's out, fine. You just need over 100 yards rushing every game. And they haven't gotten that a lot outside of one of the first 2 weeks. And then it's just the pass game is not working. The running game is not working. What the hell are we doing here, guys? So irrespective of Trey Benson's health, this offense, and I'll talk about this a lot more on Friday, but this offense needs to do what Houston did this past week, put up almost 30 points. The defense is going to do their job. They're going to blitz all night. They're going to make, Cam Ward's life living hell. Even though this Tennessee defense isn't the Cincinnati defense, isn't the Dallas defense, they're far better than that. And they don't have they have an anemic offense. So it's Tennessee does. So it's kind of one of those things where it's you got to wear down that defense, just like the Cardinals defense has been worn down because the offense hasn't been putting up any points. The running back room is a mystery. Hopefully we'll find out today what's going on. Again, when you elevate somebody to an active roster, I know they use 3 guys. So I know that elevating him to the active roster just to put him back on the practice squad next week, I get that that's a potential if Trey Benson's healthy. But working out dudes and elevating Michael Carter, it's not nothing. It's not nothing. They could definitely be working out some dude to sign to their practice squad. And a Michael Carter there and Trey Benson's healthy. We don't know. So it's just something to keep an eye out for. Cardinals have a new practice facility. A new practice facility in the works. It only took 3 F pluses or whatever it is for Michael Bidwell to get his bleep together. But does it matter? That's the conundrum I'm going through now. We'll discuss the next Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. And that's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONNFL. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals. Hit that subscribe button, man. You know the drill. Come on. I just hit 1 million views on YouTube, lifetime on the channel. I am forever grateful that I'm able to do this every day. And thank you to everybody who's watched, commented, listened, argued, agreed, everything in between. Wouldn't be here without you. So thank you very much. The new practice facilities in the works. Funny, for those that forget, there was no report of this until immediately, I think it was the day after, immediately following the report card grades that came out that have been an annual thing the last few years. Oh, after the Cardinals get an F across the board with specific topics, oh, the Cardinals are in the works of they're breaking ground on a new practice facility. Oh, wow, that's not circumstantial. That's not coincidental at all. Michael Bidwell has this all under control. Obviously, this has been in the works. Hey, I was going to hold the surprise, guys, but surprise, bologna sandwich. This was a call. It's like, oh, no, we got to do it right now. Okay, we're going to do it right now. Cool. So it's going to be around where it's going to be an old Coyotes country and west of the 101 and on Scottsdale Road, I think, in that area. They're breaking ground. But, so here's the thing. This is the messed up part, okay? We've been screaming for new uniforms, new practice facility, new workout facility. Like, that part it's for the Mesozoic. The locker room looks like it's from, an old football movie from the 70s. It's crazy when you start to get things, and the jerseys are sick. Like the uniforms, the rivalry uniform, all of the uniforms are they're badass, dude. They're what you've been waiting for, okay? I would like to see one without a Cardinal on the helmet. I'm going to die on that post. But the question remains, once you get things, it's like, okay, cool, you got it, and the product on the field hasn't changed. It's like, does it matter? Of course you're going to upgrade. Of course you're going to do things. Of course, over the course of time, things are going to happen. The Cardinals have been well behind the curve organizationally for so many different reasons. But it's like, that's great. And you realize that at that time, it's like, well, yeah, the Cardinals uniforms looked awesome Thursday night, and they played like crap for 3 quarters. So it just kind of puts things into perspective. It's like, this is what expectations feel like. Cardinals haven't really had expectations for the last couple seasons because Kyler Murray was out. New coaching staff, incomplete roster, things like that. And now you've got expectations. So what used to be something that was redeeming isn't anymore because the floor is heightened so much on expectations, as I mentioned. So it's just kind of puts things into perspective where it's like, okay, if you're a fully functional organization and you're winning games, and the Cardinals are 3-1 or 4-0, 3-1, and then they go into their bye week 6-1 or 5-2, whatever it is. It's like, oh, cool, uniforms, new facility, 5-2, tied for the division lead of the NFC West. Oh, look at this, practice facility, jerseys, cool, everything's starting to work. That's one thing. If they go into the bye week 3-4, who cares? Cool, just another revenue source. They look good on game day. But what happens between the lines is the most important thing. And I think this is all obvious. Okay, I understand that what happens between the lines is much more important than how they look, the jersey-wise, or what facility they're practicing in. But it wasn't really put into perspective until the expectations skyrocketed between last offseason and this offseason. And obviously exponentially between the 2023 season and this one. So if you put it all together, it's going to be so awesome. Dude, look at those jerseys. Look at those black jerseys. I think they're wearing black on Sunday. They're my favorite. The black jerseys are my favorite. They're wearing black jerseys. They're just killers, man. They look like demons out there. But if they win 13-3 or something and they don't put up over 20 points against Tennessee, it's like, okay, cool. You look awesome and everything's still broken. So why does it matter as much as we thought it did? I think with uniforms, people were grasping for something positive. They're grasping for something positive during the 2022 season, the 2021 season, even though they started 7-0, 10-2. I think the uniform yearning, first of all, they needed an upgrade. Okay, so like just the literal rational answer is that they needed an upgrade. But also people needed something to believe in. People needed something to yearn for, and they got it. The dog caught the car that it had been chasing, and now you look at the football field and it's like, oh, it's better, but it's still fractured. So I don't know, man. To be fascinating, like this entire show, and I didn't really put it together this way. This is like there's so many unknowns still, and these aren't the unknowns, the good ones that I talked about going into the season. Like, is Will Johnson going to take over a CB2 role from Max Melton? Like, not the good ones. These are like uncertainty, not question marks. Uncertainty is definitely not as good. Is Trey Benson healthy? I don't know. Is the coaching staff worried about anything when they should be? I don't know. Is a new practice facility going to matter if the product on the field stinks? I don't know. And that's analysis. Alex Clancy, Locked On Cardinals. Remember, without you, there is no me. Cardinal Squad Show tonight at 6. Crossover Thursday with my buddy Tyler Rowland from Locked On Titans tomorrow. I'll talk to you then.